The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today I'm on an all-new boat from Boston Whaler, the 230 Outrage. This one is powered by the 350 Mercury Verado, so let's get out on the water and see how she does as I conduct my performance evaluation.
Let's start by taking a look at some of her operational features.
8-inch cleats are accessed through stainless steel hawse holes. Now, taking a look at the helm, there are some significant upgrades for this model year. Let's look at some of them as we go over all of the features. Soft touch brow and the darker color knocks down the glare. The wheel itself is mounted over to the port hand side with the compass directly in line. Plenty of open real estate for mounting electronics. The digital throttle and shift control is nicely positioned. Lemco trim tabs with LED indicators to the side. The stainless steel wheel is mounted to a tilt base, and thank you, Boston Whaler, for including the steering knob. Down below, there's not only a footrest for when you're sitting on the helm seat, but there's also a recessed area to put your toes into when you're operating the boat while standing. Plus, we've got a recessed cubby for putting a fire extinguisher. To the bow, 8-inch cleat and the nav light embedded into a molded recess. Rod holders to both sides in the center. Windlass leading out to a recessed anchor roller, and there is a cleat for securing the anchor rod. Just to the side, a turn and lock latch. Opens flush to take the pressure off of the hinges. You have access to the rod, plus we've got a remote control for the quick windlass, and there's another control at the helm.
A beefy tow point at the bow signals that this boat also serves well as a yacht tender.
The main breaker panel and battery switch are located on the aft bulkhead of the head compartment, and all the way forward we have the batteries.
And now for the on-the-water portion of our test. The Boston Whaler 230 Outrage has a length overall of 23 feet, a beam of 8 feet 6 inches, and a draft of 18.5 inches. With an empty weight of 3,800 pounds, 68% fuel, 2 people, and test power, we had an estimated test weight of 5,381 pounds. With a single Mercury 350 Verado turning a 14.2 by 18 Reliance prop, we reached our top speed of 52.7 miles per hour at 6278 RPM. At that speed, we were burning 31.9 gallons per hour for a range of 164 miles. Best economic cruise seemed to be reached at 4,000 RPM, where the 230 Outrage was running at 27.3 miles per hour. Her fuel burn of 10.6 gallon per hour at that speed translated into a range of 255 miles, all while still holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 110 gallon total fuel capacity. She's also quick to plane, coming up on top in 4.2 seconds. We reached 20 miles per hour in 7.9 seconds, and 30 came and went in 12 seconds. As for her handling, she's all Whaler. No chine walk during hard performance turns, and a solid feel to her ride, all tell of a boat with solid construction. She seems to part waves cleanly, with spray going wide and low, and we found her quite responsive to the helm inputs. But the fact is, this is a Boston Whaler, and they're built to take more than what the average person would dish out. So, to test that aspect, we dished out more than the average person. We made an offshore run in 4 to 6 foot seas with close frequency, and it was rather telling. Naturally, head seas were the hardest, and we did do a bit of pounding, but surprisingly, the re-entry wasn't as bad as expected. We'd braced for an impact that just didn't come. Running just off the seas proved to be much more tolerable, and now we could pick up the speed and get to where we wanted to go. If long offshore runs are the goal, then tacking across the seas are the way to go. Beam seas were even easier, with the 230 riding up and over each swell while remaining on an even keel. And it should come as no surprise that following seas were the most comfortable and the most fun, with the 230 showing no hint of stuffing the bow, regardless of how hard we rode her in. Well, in my opinion, this all-new 230 Outrage takes excellent handling characteristics and couples them with the offshore capabilities that we don't normally see in this class, and combines them all in a 23-foot boat that is not only easy to trailer, she's easy to drive.
And that's my performance evaluation of the 230 Outrage from Boston Whaler. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.